Hey, caveman, you're missing two things. Your sunglasses and your necklace.
My bad.
In the dark of the night, by the moonsoft's caress, a caveman waits, lost in time's gentle stress. By the campfire's glow, where shadows dance and play, he whispers old tales, bringing night into day. Gather round, dear friends, let the stories unwind. In this timeless embrace, leave the world behind. It's story time under the shimmering light. Tales of adventure, love lost in the night. With laughter and dreams that your spirits take flight, while the fires won't glow till the morning's first light.
Hello. Can I have my volume up, please? Thank you. I think that's what was missing last night in the episode. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Sparkles is here, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, for one time only, I have granted her request for the old cue-up music.
I was happy about that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's not because we forgot. No, because we would never do that.
No, not
we
at
would
all.
We would never do that.
Not at all.
But yeah. Welcome to episode 0. So what is episode 0? Sparkles, you can keep your mic on for this. This is for, we pumped you up, right? We pumped everybody up. Now it's time to discuss all the details. Where is this script in the timeline? Does this fit in the timeline? Is this canonical? Is this what are we doing with this, right? Sparkles, what are we doing this? Where are we doing this? Correct?
Correct.
So, this script, it's all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff is more. But we're not going to go details. We're not going to do the audio narration now. This is just to give you more context. So, where this sits in the timeline. This does sit in the timeline, even though it's a fan/spec script. So, this happens 7 years after Master Quest. Master Quest is, of course, after Johto. After their journeys in the Johto region. The point is when the main cast went their separate ways. So From that point, there is a 7-year skip until we meet our Ash Ketchum once again. Also, we're bringing everything back, right? We're bringing everything back. So before there was a world tournament, before there's like bigger and bigger and bigger tournaments, we are bringing it back to the Indigo Plateau, where it all started. In this story, in this world, the Indigo Plateau is back to be the Olympics of the Pokemon world, right? All other regions has their own sort of tournament, Pokemon League, but their tournaments and their league is more of a preliminary round to get to the Indigo Plateau, to get to the Kanto Pokemon League. So think of a Olympian that needs to qualify for the Olympics, right? This is what we're saying. The Kalos region has their own Pokemon League, but that league is kind of a jumping off point to get to the Indigo Plateau, right? That's why the Johto League was called what? It was called the Silver Conference. Why was it called the Silver Conference? Because it was not as big as the Indigo Plateau, right? This is an Olympian redemption story wrapped up in the Pokemon story, right? We're saying what would happen realistically? What would happen to an Olympian, right, around 10, 11 years old, that did the impossible, that went to the Indigo Plateau, right, that made it to the final 16, and before that gold medal, before that moment, he not only failed, but he failed in a spectacular way. What would happen to that person? What would happen to that individual after that point? Right? After Johto. What would happen to him? Right? We're gonna be holding up a mirror in a sense to Ash Ketchum. Right? Also in this story, after 7 years, right? After the 7-year skip. So he's going to be 17. He absolutely had his adventures after Johto. But unlike the anime where he journeyed around with everybody, he did not journey around with everybody in this script. Right? He was alone on those adventures. Only his Pokemon and Pikachu, his companion by his side, right? So we're saying what would happen to that person that didn't end up traveling around with anyone, right? What would happen if that is all he thought about, that haunted him, right? Because he didn't talk to anyone, right? He was 10 years old, right? He was just excited to make it to the Indigo Plateau. But what would happen if he was alone with himself and his Pokemon, with his thoughts? That would kind of haunt him, right? I would think, and Sparkles, and you can comment on this too, that would haunt anyone, right? If you got to the peak when you weren't supposed to, you did the impossible, and you failed. Not only you failed, but you failed spectacularly. You just kind of flamed out. What would happen to that person that had no one to talk to, right? That just alone with his thoughts for 7 years growing up. What would happen to him? right? So we're holding a mirror up to Ash in this story, right? We're holding a mirror, and we're examining Ash, and we're asking all these questions, right? What would happen to an individual like this, right? And that's basically the story, right? This is meant to be Ash's final tale. That's why it's called Pokemon Ash's Tale 14+. This is a little bit of an adult story. This is meant to have a definitive conclusion to a story that kind of satisfies everyone in question, right? This is for people that don't know the story, please do not give spoilers away. I will say I have a lot of time to think about it, and a lot of things I wanted to do in the script. And as I went along, you get better, you get more refined, and there's some things in the original script, in the newer scripts, that I really want to have happen. Moments that I want to add to make it more personal, more deeper, on a deeper fundamental level, right? To satisfy those older Pokemon fans that just wish that he grew up, right? So we're holding a mirror to him in that way, right? Where we're just saying, what would happen if he just didn't travel with anyone else? What would happen if he grew up? What would happen if he is just alone with his thoughts, allowed to breathe, allowed to think, right? What would happen to that person, right? And that's kind of the core of this movie. It's kind of the core of the idea of what I wanted to do a long time ago in the script. This is the final definitive version of the script as well, with all changes made. Oak makes an appearance. Brock makes an appearance, and of course, Misty makes an appearance. Gary makes an appearance. All the characters that were with them all those long, from the first anime series come back. Absolutely. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm going to let that hang there. Yeah, but this is an Olympian story wrapped up in Pokemon. Olympian redemption story. Right? Because as far as he knows, well, you can't ever go back to the Indigo. And that's what we're doing. We're making the Indigo Plateau again. We're making that the Olympics of the Pokemon world. Like just throw out everything else. Like bigger and better tournaments. No. The Indigo Plateau is a celebration of so much more. And we're bringing back that specialness about the Indigo Plateau. And what we loved in the original series before it got comical. Because don't forget, in the first couple episodes, the shit got dark. Right? Shit got dark. Team Rocket is not in the film. There's no need to have Team Rocket in the film. There's no need. I'm sorry. It needs to be about one thing. A couple of different things happen. But Team Rocket, I knew very, very shortly, very soon after I started, and I said, I don't want Team Rocket in this film. I don't want Team Rocket in this movie. So that is where we pick up with Ash. this is 7 years after Johto. And unlike the anime, those 7 years that we haven't caught up to him, we finally catch up to him, he has won all those regions. He has won all those regions. I'm not gonna introduce him, and he hasn't. Come on, guys. Bro's gotta win sometime. And he has, absolutely. Like the Orange Islands, but bro's gotta win sometime, right? We're telling an adult story. And if we're telling a redemption story, we have to do certain things. We have to mature the character up a little bit, right? So he's going to be a little bit older. He's going to be 17. He's going to have a world weariness about him. He's going to have somewhat of a tired expression. He's going to look very, very different. Very different. And of course, Pikachu is there. He's kind of important in the film. Stop it! Hey! Hey! Spoiler alert! Please. You could put your mic on.
I didn't say anything.
Pikachu's kind of Pikachu's kind of a big part of the movie in the film, right? I wish I could say things, but I can't. Should we?
Let's just say Pikachu is a big part.
I do a very controversial thing
for
with Pikachu.
Now.
No, he's in the film. He's always
That's
a big
true.
part of the movie. I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
Pikachu has his own story.
Yeah, Pikachu has his own, not story, but Pikachu.
His own moments.
His own moments. In this film, just remember, I'm bringing it back to Pikachu being like a true companion in this film. Like, he's very important in the film. He's very important to the film. There's
obviously
an A storyline, and then there's a B storyline, and the B storyline is just as important as telling this Olympian redemption story with Ash. Just as important. Like, it really, really is. It really, really is. Honestly, it is. What is that? You're just gonna have to find out. I know Sparkles wants to say something, but don't you dare. No chocolate for you. Yeah. Think about that, Sparkles. So, that's everything you need. That's good, right? That's the bullet points we wanted to hit on?
Yeah.
I think, right? Yeah. So, Storytime Episode 1 is like a week and a half away. It's like a Tuesday. Like, the first is on a Tuesday. So, you're not going to have that long to worry about. We're going to throw the new Storytime intro in there and all that kind of stuff. We just did this to appease Sparkles. Because Mama needs to be appeased. She makes me look good, guys. She really does. All right, so let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Do you know? Do you not know? No spoilers? I know that's hard. But listen.
Very
don't be a
hard.
dick. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. It's a good story. It really is. It's a very personal story I written, and this is like the updated version to that. So I'm very proud. This is like one of my first scripts I've ever written. So, before we go, we have to give some shout outs. Before we do Caveman Growls, Bar Mama Bonnie, I love you. Yeah, that's right. I love you so much. Mwah. Yeah, she's my bar mama.
Okay.
That's right. She has a bar son. That popped out between your legs. That was like a lot of. That must have hurt. That must have hurt. Like, dude, can you imagine the gore? The gore is like what?
PG,
What?
PG-14.
We already said dick.
That's fine though. That's private.
Okay, that's. Oh yeah, we have to keep this for kids. No, wait, we have 14 plus. It's not fucking for kids. Not fucking for kids.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. So let's do caveman growls.
We have two.
All right.
We have David Stoyanov.
David Stoyanov. David Stoyanov. From us to you, you got a great big bad caveman.
And Robert LeBlanc.
Robert LeBlanc. From us to you, my friend, you got a great big bad caveman.
Growl, growl.
And do not forget, this will be flipping over on YouTube. So if you're watching us right now on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Remember, only you can prevent you can prevent puppies from being shaven. That's right. If you don't watch this on YouTube, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shave your puppy. That's right. Don't try me. I could do it. Damn it. All right. So until we see each other again, my friends, next week, we have movie reviews. We have all this kind of stuff to look forward to. Take care. Be safe. Be well. And we love you all. 50,000 plus. And may the shorts be with you. Sparkles, take me home.